I'm excited to see what I'm going to do now. By a round of applause, who has ever seen me perform before? By a round of applause. Some of you. By another round of applause, who has never seen me before? Even more of you. Well, I figured a way for me to get to know you folks, and for you to get to know me, I should probably tell you a little story, because if you've never seen me before, you might be wondering to yourself, is this guy any good? It's a fair question, right? But what you perhaps don't realize is I'm wondering that same question about all of you. As an audience, are you going to be any good? So to get to know me, and I'm going to tell you a little story. This is a true story about the very first magic show I ever did. I was just 12 years old. And I did it right out of this box. I made it myself. And there was about, perhaps 10 or so people gathered around in my parents' living room. We were having a little gathering. And inside the box, I had some playing cards. Now mind you, I was 12 years old. I was a lot smaller then, so the cards looked bigger in my hands. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And of those 5 cards, I placed one of them away inside of the box. And yet, even though I placed one card away, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Everyone was so amazed that they threw their hands up in the air and they said, "That's amazing!"
It is. Amazing.
A little bit of a delay. That's okay. This is the first trick. We expect to get a little bit of a delay. We're going to try this again. So we can all get the "that's amazing" at the same time. But here's the thing. Again, first trick, I don't blame you folks. I blame the story. The story perhaps didn't grab you just yet. So I'll tell you a slightly different story about the very first magic show I ever did. I was just 6 years old. Did my very first magic show right out of this box. This story is at least 50% true. There was about 1,000 people gathered around in my parents' living room. My mother was getting nervous. We started to run out of chips. And of course we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humongous cards, little tiny 6-year-old hands. And I threw 1 and 2 cards inside the box. And yet, even though I placed 2 cards away, as unbelievable as it sounds, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and everyone said, "How do you do that?" We're going off script. I love it. I love it. That was much better. You folks are doing a great job. But you see, I did this same trick for a group last week. I had a much bigger response. They were a bigger audience, yes, but this group has spirit, right? So I'm going to tell you folks a slightly different story. One last time, of my very first magic show, I was just 3 years old. Did my very first magic show right out of this box. There was about 5,000 people gathered around in my parents' living room. My mother just gave up at that point. She left. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humongous cards, little tiny 3-year-old hands. And of those 5, I placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards away. It was incredible. I was only 3. I didn't know how to count yet. So of the 5 cards, I put 9 of them away. And yet I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and everyone was so amazed when all the cards disappeared that everyone said,